So, dear students, the next module which we would study now is about understanding the phenomenon of disasters and associated terminologies like vulnerability, hazard, coping capacity, risks. Disaster has been defined by various organizations, and we see that United Nations has defined disaster as the occurrence of sudden or major misfortune which disrupts the basic fabric and normal functioning of the society or community. As per the United Nations International Strategy for Disaster Reduction, that is UNISDR 2007, disaster is defined as a serious disruption of the functioning of a community or a society involving widespread human, material, economic, or environmental losses and impacts, which exceeds the ability of the affected community or society to cope using its own resources. The Center for Research on the Epidemiology of Disasters, that is CRED, states that disaster is a situation or event which overwhelms local capacity, necessitating a request to a national or international level for external assistance, an unforeseen and often sudden event that causes great damage, destruction, and human suffering. The Disaster Management Act of India 2005 says that disaster is a catastrophe, mishap, calamity, or grave occurrence in any area arising from natural or man made causes or by accident or negligence which results in substantial loss of life or human suffering or damage to and destruction of property or damage to or degradation of environment and is of such a nature or magnitude as to be beyond the coping capacity of the community of the affected area. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies IFRC puts the definition of disasters in this way. It says that disaster is a sudden, calamitous event that seriously disrupts the functioning of a community or society and causes human, material, and economic or environmental losses that exceed the community's or society's ability to cope using own resources. Though often caused by nature, disasters can have human origin. As you have understood from the various definitions that I was speaking about for disasters, which various authorities have put forth, there are three major components which we have to understand if we have to understand the phenomenon of disasters. One is there is a suddenness to disasters, that is, it's a sudden event. Second point is that it is a serious event. It is which disrupts the functioning of a community, of a city, of a society. So that is the second point. The third important aspect is about loss or impacts which the disasters has on the community, on the city, in terms of loss of lives, livelihoods, environmental assets, and various other aspects which we will be knowing in detail. And the last point is about, do we have the capacity to cope? If we do not have the capacity to cope, then the disaster would strike us really hard. And so therefore these four aspects are the these four aspects are the prime considerations for any disasters. Let us now understand what hazard is. UNISDR says that hazard is a dangerous phenomena, substance, human activity, or condition that may cause loss of life, injury, or other health impacts, property damage, loss of livelihoods and services, social and economic disruption, or environmental damage. International Panel for Climate Change 2007 and 2012 put forth hazard as the potential occurrence of a natural or human induced physical event that may cause loss of life, injury, or other health impacts, as well as damage and loss to property, infrastructure, livelihoods, service provision, and environmental resources. Now, hazards are classified based on the origin, that is the cause or the causal factor, and as per this basis, hazards are classified into natural hazards, sociological hazards, environmental hazards, and human activities induced hazards. Hazards are also classified based on the impact it has on the human being, that is, physical hazards, chemical hazards, and biological hazards. So,
Yes, ma'am.
let us now understand about vulnerability, the definitions of vulnerability. Now, UNISDR has defined vulnerability as a set of prevailing or consequential conditions arising from various physical, social, economic, and environmental factors which increase the susceptibility of a community to the impact of hazards. The Nevis Disaster Management Department, West Indies, has said that vulnerability is the extent or degree to which an individual, family, community, structures, or services are likely to be damaged or disrupted by a particular hazard. Who and what are vulnerable? The people are vulnerable in the city, beyond the city. Areas are vulnerable in the city and beyond the city. Now, what is the extent of vulnerability? This extent of vulnerability, as you can see from this map, which shows the spatial vulnerability, spatial variations of this vulnerability. Some certain areas which are more vulnerable and some areas which are less vulnerable. Also, the temporal variability one or temporal variations one need to know. With time, for example, various seasons or across years. So the temporal variability also needs to be understood as an extent of vulnerability. Coping capacity is required in order to reduce the vulnerability. And what is coping capacity? As defined by UNISDR, coping capacity is a great social cohesion. As per UNISDR says that a great social cohesion and regulation improves the coping capacities, whereas social insecurity increases vulnerability. Capacity for risk prevention and reduction may be understood as a series of elements, measures, and tools directed towards intervention in hazards and vulnerabilities with the objective of reducing existing or controlling future possible risks. UNISDR has defined coping capacity as coping capacity for disaster risk reduction refers to the ability of people, organizations, and systems using available skills and resources to face and manage adverse conditions such as hazards, emergencies, or disasters. And coping capacities contribute to the reduction of disaster risks. Let us now understand the definition of risk. As per UNISDR, risk is the combination of the probability of an event and its negative consequences. And the term disaster risk refers to the potential disaster losses in lives, health status, livelihoods, assets, and services which could occur in a particular community or society over some specified future time period. So we are here preempting that if we do not address the risk, then such losses would occur. As we have understood the definition of hazard, vulnerability, and coping capacity, so now let us see the relationship of risk with these three terminologies. As you can see from this equation, disaster risk is directly proportional to vulnerability and hazard and inversely proportional to the capacity. So disasters are often described as a result of the combination of the exposure to a hazard, the conditions of vulnerability that are present, and insufficient capacity or measures to reduce or cope with the potential negative consequences. Unaddressed or unattended risks become disasters. And you have also understood the interface between risks, hazards, vulnerability, and coping capacity. For example, if there are, due to some activities, due to any cause, any man-made cause, for example, industrial activities, if water, drinking water gets contaminated, so that becomes a hazard. That is a hazard. And if the population or the people who are living, who are affected by this drinking water, so we have to see the extent of vulnerability, because vulnerability is the extent in which, so there are people who are less vulnerable and people who are more vulnerable. So now when people who are less vulnerable, maybe due to their coping capacity, maybe due to because they have the affordability to treat the water, whereas the poor people are become more vulnerable because because of the poverty and because of the they do not have the means to treat water, so they become more vulnerable. So for them the risk is high, because the coping capacity is guiding to the extent, or is determining the extent of vulnerability, and also the vulnerability is due to maybe where I'm located, maybe that pocket of land where the people are located, they are affected by the contamination. So therefore this is a relationship, that if contaminated drinking water is a hazard, vulnerability is whether they are what sort of people live in, what rich people, poor people, what are they working on, and where do they live, and what are their coping capacity, would determine how they cope up with the hazard, how they meet, or how they how they combat with the hazard. So hazard is like a challenge, so how they combat with the hazard. And when they are when the coping capacity is high, the risk becomes low, and when the coping capacity is high, the vulnerability also becomes low.